That is conflict. So our presenter today is going to teach us the positive value of conflict, because she believes, the perceived information that we have about what conflict is, it is not true. She knows that she's going to change our mind and opinion about what conflict is in a positive way, because she believes that it's conflict is pain, and we resist pain. And she knows that basically it's unhealthy to resist it, and she wants to make sure that we are healthy and positive about that, and we learn about it. She hailed originally from New Jersey, but not only that, she lived in different places of the world, starting from Pennsylvania to Colorado, to France, to Moscow. She even lived in the South during the Civil War time. I mean, she is a traveler. No, this is civil rights. Civil rights, okay.
Oh my God! That old?
Civil rights. Okay, all right. Stretch the wrong and say the right. Never mind. Okay. All right. But she doesn't like to stop. She's an unstoppable lady because she had 5 careers so far. She is a teacher. She's a psychologist. She's a mediator and facilitator. She's done all kinds of stuff. And she said, I am not going to quit and I'm not going to retire. Okay? So the lady that I'm about to bring here is Trudy, and she's one of our members here. She raised $2 as a single mom, and now she has 3 grandsons, and she loves them to death. She says they are the light of her life, and she enjoys watching great movies with them. She's a traveler. She likes to write for fun, nonfiction stuff, but her passion is really her grandkids, her 3 grandsons. Those are the most that she enjoys out of the world. So please help me welcome Miss Trudy Opitz, please. And it's the civil rights from the civil rights. Okay,
Thank you, Helen. That was the most unusual introduction I've ever had. And the most fun one. Could I borrow something for a paperweight, maybe a book or that or something?
I can't let you use the book because I need it, but hang on.
Oh, okay. Somebody has something they can use our paperweight.
Here you go.
Yeah.
There.
Oh, yes.
One for my notes.
Trudy?
Do you need a share book?
Oh, I thought I had one.
Okay, so what's easier, that one there?
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave this next to you. All right. Thank you.
Make a good roadie.
So this is my just-in-case chair. Sometimes I like to sit down, and so it's here if I need it. I'd like to say how honored I am to be asked to speak to this group, because I think you're an unusual bunch of people. And listening to all the introductions, I felt the warmth and the caring that this group has. So I thought, I'm waiting for the butterflies in my stomach to come, but they didn't come. And that's why, because this is a safe place and it's a caring place. So, how do I know about conflict? Well, I'd like to begin by telling you, I grew up in an Irish family in New Jersey, close to New York. Are there any New Yorkers here? Yeah. Oh, good. We can meet for coffee after. I get a chance to speak my native tongue. But coming from an Irish family, I don't know if you know about Notre Dame as a Fighting Irish. Well, I think we might have been the original Fighting Irish.
In everybody's day.
We fought about everything. We fought about TV shows, we fought about what to eat, we fought about the color of someone's shirt. It didn't matter. We fought a lot. And so I learned to duck and cover, and I also had an early version of Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, and that came in very handy in my household. So I learned about conflict, but I didn't learn to benefit from the experience. That came much later. As a young adult, I joined in the conflicts that were more public. At that time was Vietnam and the civil rights struggle. Vietnam was controversial, and I remember my first opportunity to look at the opposite point of view openly was given to me at Stanford University at a panel run by Robert McAfee Brown. I went there with the, oh, you know him, I went there with the idea that my country right or wrong. So these protesters, should just sit down and be quiet. And listening to the panel, I came away realizing that there are two sides to this conflict, and that I could embrace the side that before I had rejected. That was the first time in my life that I actually openly listened to the opposite point of view. It was refreshing, but it didn't last too long. I did learn a different view, a different perspective on conflict too, in Selma, Alabama, in the march with Martin Luther King. I could see that violence need not be met with violence. That even though people were doing things which I felt were wrong and horrible, that there was an atmosphere on the civil rights side of caring and forgiveness. That was certainly a new experience too. So at that point, I decided that I had a lot to learn, and I spent a lot of time learning it. Now at the seasoned age of 78, I can look at two sides of a story, and more often than not, I can hear both sides, but not always can. There's still a lot of learning to be done. So, let's see what else I can say. I noticed that when I was in an argument, that there was a lot of heat and I would get excited and I wasn't very comfortable. And it was like, it went back to my need to be right. You know the maxim, the question, would you rather be right or happy? Well, it was a no-brainer for me. I was right. And so, I wrestled with a lot of arrogance and a lot of know-it-all attitude throughout the years, which didn't serve me well, especially in conflict. I had to learn to be more authentic and more vulnerable. Now, I'm sure that all of you know these words well. Authentic, vulnerable. One of the things I like most about this group is that we are definitely encouraged to be authentic. Not to stand up with some kind of pitch, but to be willing to say who we are and what we are. And I like that and I value it. So by trying on opposing viewpoints, now I can see the benefit of conflict. Is provided I don't stay stuck in any one reference point. I've learned to listen more impartially, and I try to hear the other rather than shutting down. Actually, I've begun to learn these skills, but I've only begun. Today in my personal life, an attack can hurt me, but it doesn't take me down. Because I can realize that the other person is in more pain than I am. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. So I'm willing to